Maya Pradam ki, Ganga Devi ki, Chamuna Devi ki, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnavenda ki, Samagata Bhaktivinoda ki, Nitai Bharat Premanande.
Hari Hari Bol. There's some kind of like distortion when I speak loudly. Hari Bol, like that, you know. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Yeah, that's much better. Hare Krishna. No, a little still, some distortion. Hari Bol. Okay. Yeah. Gauranga, a little bit louder. Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Hari Bol. What? Check that one. Check that. That mic. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Okay. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Mukam Karoti Vachalam Vangam Langayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Bande Shri Gurun Dinataranam Vansha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahabhatanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tishe Namah. This is Sajan Maharaj, Facebook Live. This is Sajan Maharaj, just arrived in New Braj. Namo Mahabhatanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaura Tishe Namaha Nityanandam Namastubhyam Premananda Pradayane Kalau Kalmashanashaya Janava Pataye Namaha Ajanulambita Pujo Kanakavadato Samkirtanaika Pitaro Kamalaya Taksho Vishvambaro Dvijavaro Yugadharma Palo Ande Jagat Priyakaro Karunavataro Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jayatam Suruto Pangor Mamamandamater Gati Matsarvasva Padam Bojo Radha Madana Mohano Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpa Drumadha Shrimad Ratnagara Singhasanasto Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Preshtali Bhi Sevyamano Smarami Shriman Rasarasarambi Vamshivata Tatakstitaha Karshanavenu Swanair Gopir Gopinata Shriye Stunaha Brindai Tulsi Debai Priyai Keshavasya Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavachai Namo Namaha Bhaktya Vihina Aparadha Lakshay Kshiptascha Kamadi Taranga Madhve Kripa Maitvam Sharanam Prabhanna Vrinde Numaste Charanarvindam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. First of all, I'm offering my unlimited Dandavat Pranams and my Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of my most worshipable beloved Gurudev Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnu Pada Paramahansa Ashtatarasata Sri Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. And then I'm offering my same unlimited Dandavat Pranams and my Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of my most worshipable beloved Siksha Gurudevs Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Ashtatarasata Sri Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj and Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Ashtatarasata Sri Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And I'm offering my unlimited Dandavat Pranams at the lotus feet of all of my Rupanuga Guru Varga, and especially at the lotus feet of Sri Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, our Prayojan Tattva Acharya, and the author of Sri Vilapa-kusumanjali. And I offer my Dandavat Pranams to all of the Vaishnavas, to all the Vaishnavis, and especially this evening to my dear godbrother, Sri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Sajjan Maharaj, who just graced us here in New Braj with his association, arriving about a half an hour ago. So I'm very happy to see him. And he'll be here for a couple of days, then going south and then coming back. When he comes back, he says he may just stay.
No.
Oh, that's what I heard you say on the phone.
From Braj to Braj, hopefully.
Yeah, eventually. Like me. A couple of years here and then...
Oh my God.
Yeah, so Now we are going into the commentary for verse 26. I'll adjust that.
I am looking at.
Oh,
It's a live
let me move the phone over a little bit.
because it puts you out of the.
Okay. So, verse 26, we're reading it again. Then we'll summarize a little bit of what we read in the purport yesterday, and then we'll go to the place where we left off. So Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Pad is praying, Hanta Devi Tilakasya Samantad Bindavo Runa Sugandhi Rasena Krishna Madaka Mahoshadi Mukhya Dira Hastam Iha Kim Parikalpya. O Devi, when with a steady hand will I artistically decorate you with the aromatic red dots that are the most powerful aphrodisiac to maddened Krishna. I don't know if their choice of the word aphrodisiac was suitable or appropriate, or I don't know. Because we did read the word, the Sanskrit word, Mahaushadhi. And what does that mean? That means the great medicine for Krishna Madaka, for Krishna who is completely maddened, right? Mukhya. So I think there was a little bit of, what do you call it? Because you're an editor.
Maybe there's discussion among the editors what to put as a word, the translators especially, a stimulant.
Yeah, okay. So everyone can repeat, Hanta Devi Tilakasya Samantad Bindavo Aruna Sugandhi Rasena Krishna Madaka Mahoshadhi Mukhya Dhira Hastam Iha Kim Parikalpya. O Devi, when with a steady hand will I artistically decorate you with the aromatic red dots that are the most powerful aphrodisiac to maddened Krishna. So Srila Gurudev is telling at the beginning of his commentary here, in the last verse, Sindhura Seva was described. What is Sindhura Seva? Yes. Doing what?
Applying.
Can take the mic. Sindhura Seva. Sindhu. Sindur. Everyone in India knows this word. Every woman especially. Yes? Sindhur.
In the part of a lady's hair that is married, it's red kumkum that's placed.
Yes. Yes. So, the seva of giving sindhur to Srimati Radhika was described in the last verse. Now, Tulsi Manjari wants to make the tilak on the forehead of Srimati Radhika. Srimati Radhika has a round tilak. I'm still trying to envision exactly what this will look like. Like a full moon. It's described here that her round tilak is like a full moon. So in the full moon there is a lotus flower with 8 petals, and in the middle there is a deep reddish point. Tulsi Manjari is now going to paint something outside of this full moon. We know how they call them gopi dots, right? All the ladies, and they have so many gopi dots coming and curling up and all of that. So we have some idea, but what that would look like on Srimati Radhika, inconceivable. So Tulsi Manjari is now going to paint something outside of this full moon. At first, she is seeing that there is a tilak and some dots. There is a round thing here, and this is reddish, in the midst of a lotus divided into 8 parts. Sugandhi Rasena. Outside of the full moon, she is painting white and red fragrant dots. Sugandhi means very fragrant. So whatever the dots are that are being painted are very fragrant. Of course, we know that that comes from various flowers and their pollen and all different things from the forest to make it so fragrant. Then we read the section that Srila Gurudev is talking about rasa plays with Mahabhav. We talked a little bit about the story of Gurudev meeting a devotee in the Philippines named Mahabhav Das and said, "Do you know what is Mahabhav?" So then Gurudev described how Mahabhav there are so many different levels of praying and all the different stages, one after the other, and then going up into Mahabhav, but even in Mahabhav, there are different levels. And the final level, which is what? Madan. Only Srimati Radhika and only her Sakhis. Not even any other Sakhis in all of Braj, not Chandravali, not any of them can attain and experience that level. So, only Mahabhav can satisfy Rasika Shekhar Krishna. Everyone can satisfy Krishna. Everyone. With their own rasa, yeah, they can satisfy Krishna, but not to the full extent. Only Srimati Radhika can fully satisfy Krishna's many desires. Srimati Radhika becomes exactly what Krishna likes and wants to taste. She becomes that. Exactly what Krishna likes and what he wants to taste. And that varies, doesn't it? That varies. It's not always the same, right? So many varieties of leelas, so many varieties of decorations, so many situations, all of that. So that's why Braj is very, very fluid. It's not stagnant. It's always fresh, every single day. And every single day, they put all these beautiful decorations, and not just once a day, many times a day, and into the night. That's a very big, main activity of Braj is decorating. That activity of all the Sakhis, decorating. Decorating the Kunja, decorating their own bodies, decorating Srimati Radhika, decorating Krishna. That's a big activity in Braj. I don't think that there's any occupation. This is the supreme industry of Braj. You know? So it takes many Sakhis to collect everything from the forest that is required for this seva. Yes, so others, they cannot do what Srimati Radhika can do. She becomes exactly what Krishna likes and wants to taste. So how do we know this? Here, Mahamadaka. During the rasa dance, we see that there were countless gopis. But when Radhika left, all the other gopis there, they could not satisfy Krishna. So this is a very important point. Is it not? It's actually our praman. And who stated this fact? Jayadeva Goswami in his Gita Govinda. He described the Vasanti Ras, the springtime Ras in Gita Govinda. And the Rasa dance, which was the first one, performed in Vrindavan, on the banks of the Yamuna. That Rasa dance is the autumnal, Sharadiya Ras. There's a difference between these two rasa dances. And Gurudev said that the springtime rasa is far superior. You can go near to Govardhan and you can see the place where the moon stood still, watching this amazing rasa dance. What's that called? Chandra Sarovar, yes. And it's very near to Govardhan, maybe like a mile or two away only. So, this evidence taken from the Gita Govinda of Jayadeva Goswami pointing out that at the Vasanti Ras, Srimati Radhika left the Rasa dance. At the Vasanti Ras, at the Sharadiya Ras, who left? Krishna left. Right? So, at the Vasanti Ras, Radhika left alone. She left. In the midst of everything going on, and Krishna could detect immediately that the quality of the rasa had gone down. Even though all the billions of gopis dancing and beautifully decorated and singing, but Krishna could immediately detect that the rasa had gone down. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj explains this very nicely. So when he could detect that, then his heart began to yearn immediately for Srimati Radhika, and he could not tolerate. He immediately left also. And then he searched for her. So this fact is our evidence, is our praman from Jayadeva Goswami. No one can argue with this. There is no one else that can match Srimati Radhika. Her supreme superiority in every single possible way. No one can come close to her. Not even Chandravali. No one can. So at that time, during the rasa dance, we see that there were countless gopis, but when Radhika left, all the other gopis there could not satisfy Krishna. So at that time, Krishna also disappeared from the rasa dance and went to search for Srimati Radhika. Krishna is like a mad elephant. He's compared to that, isn't it? Namami Nanda Nandana, in that song, Krishna is described like an elephant, how he moves, how he walks. Srimati Radhika is also compared to how an elephant walks and sways. It's interesting. Someone posted a very short, like 10-second video of an elephant walking to show how this poetic simile does have some connection with how Srimati Radhika walks, how Krishna walks. And they sway. The elephants sway. A little bit it looks like the elephants are dancing. A little bit it looks like that. So, Krishna is like a mad elephant. Only Srimati Radhika, that is, only Mahabhav. Because Srimati Radhika is Mahabhav personified. So, only Srimati Radhika, Mahabhav, can bind this mad elephant. No other Bhav can do that. Then we read how Rupa Manjari tricked Chandravali to bring Krishna to Radhika. Where was Krishna? Remember this pastime from yesterday? Yeah, he was with her, in her kunja, surrounded by all of her sakis. But Radhika wanted that Krishna should come, and he had promised that he was going to come at a certain time. Where? At Radhakund. So Krishna was with Chandravali, not far, by Suryakund. So our topmost of all the manjaris, the leader of all the manjaris, Sri Rupa-manjari, she went there fearlessly and tricked everyone. How did she trick? How did she trick everyone?
He said there was a big demon.
Yeah. In the shape of what?
A bull.
Yeah. Right. And what would happen if that demon would continue?
Harm his own calves.
No, not calves, not cows. Another smaller bull. A bull. Krishna's bull.
Because they fight with one another.
Huh?
Because bulls fight with one another. Right?
Yeah, but this bull, this demon bull, is very big. So then Rupa Manjari came and was crying tears right there in the kunja and was telling Krishna, and all the others heard, that Krishna, you have to come. There is a demon in the shape of a bull, and your own bull will be in great danger if you don't come. So Krishna understood everything, but all the others, I mean, how can you bring Krishna out of Chandravali's kunja and place Krishna in the hands of the most intimate manjari to Srimati Radhika, right in front of them? But this is what's going on in Braj all the time, by trickery, by disguises, by so many signals. Everything is secretive. And all their moods. And they're the greatest actors and the greatest actresses that exist in the whole creation. Yes? So, once Srimati Radhika and her group were at Radhakunda, Srimati Radhika had come to worship the sun, and Krishna had promised, I will certainly come at this time to Radhakunda. Then time passed on and he didn't come. I think that happens a lot. Krishna is always tardy. It creates the suspense. All the gopis were searching after Krishna. And Srimati Rupa Manjari also searched for Krishna. And he was somewhere at Govardhan. So, what method did Rupa Manjari use to locate Krishna?
Parrot.
Right? Rupa Manjari had a parrot. And what did she tell to the parrot? Go and search for Krishna. So then he flew away in the sky, and he searched here and there, and finally he came to Rupa Manjari and told her with a signal, you can go to Gaurikunda. So Gaurikunda is a very lonely place, and not everyone can go there. So many persons circumambulate Giriraj Govardhan, but very few know where Gaurikunda is. I think that among lakhs of persons, one person will go among lakhs. It is a hidden place, and also at that time, it was hidden in a very thick forest. You ever been to Gaurikund? And see how hidden? Even Sajan Maharaj, who was just living at Radhakund for like, what, a year? 14 months. And he's never gone to Gaurikunda. So that's proof. Right? Yes, so Rupa Manjari thought thought about it. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Radha Govinda Jiva Ki Jai. Radha Radha. So Rupa Manjari thought something and then went directly to Gauri Kunda. In a kunj, she found Krishna doing vilas with Chandravali. What is vilas?
Playful
Pastimes. Pastimes. Playful pastimes. Vilas. So Padma, Shaivya, and all others, they were there with Chandravali. And Rupa Manjari is very intelligent. And quickly she knew what to do. She went to that kunja and she began to weep with tears coming down her cheeks. And she said, "Oh Krishna, a very big demon in the shape of a bull has come, and this demon is fighting with your very near and dear young bull. If you are 1 second late, your bull will be killed. You love him so much, so you should come and protect him from the demon." And she's weeping and weeping. Rupa Manjari. So Krishna understood everything, but not Chandravali. She could not understand. She is very simple-hearted. She doesn't know any tricks or crooked ways as Radhika's group does. Krishna said, "Oh, this is a very dangerous situation. If I come late, the demon will kill my young bull. Surely I will come back. If I'm just a little late, don't worry. I'm just going to kill that demon." Then he said to Rupa Manjari, "You should come with me and show me where the demon is." She answered, "He is in the direction of Radha Kunda." Then Krishna ran away from Gauri Kund, and Rupa Manjari was so pleased. In Gauri Kunda, in their kunja, surrounded by all those girls, with a trick, I caught that mad elephant and sent him to Radhika. This is what Rupa Manjari told. So here we see that Krishna is in Chandravali's kunja, but yet he is so willing to meet Srimati Radhika at Sri Radha Kund. If Krishna had no desire to go to Radha Kund, then what could Rupa Manjari do? If Krishna didn't want, and he was pleased with Chandravali to stay there, then no one could do anything. But that's not the case, right? Because Krishna always remembers Srimati Radhika, and only to increase her love, he goes to Chandravali. We should know this as a fact. This is like a supreme principle of Braj. Krishna always thinks about Srimati Radhika. It doesn't matter where he is. Does he think about Srimati Radhika in Dwarka?
Even while he's sleeping.
All the time.
Every night. All the queens are saying, we feel that we have no control at all. We can't control Krishna by our love. Every night, Krishna's pillow is completely wet from his tears, crying all night long for Srimati Radhika, Hey Radhe, for Lalita, Vishaka, and all. They witness it. There was a conversation because they were wondering, how is it that these gopis, we are queens, we are in royal dress, so beautiful, everything is there. But somehow those gopis, they have pleased Krishna, they have completely captured him. He can never not think of them. At every moment he's thinking about them. They were frustrated. Then there was a conversation. It's in Gurudev's Ratha Yatra book. So, yes. So, Krishna always remembers Srimati Radhika, and only to increase her love, he goes to Chandravali. If Krishna goes directly to Radhika, then no utkanta, no eagerness is there. So always, the whole background of Braj, all arranged by Yogamaya, is that everything is stimulating more and more eagerness. So Krishna does that. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, when Krishna disappeared, the gopis sang the Gopi Geet when they were looking for Krishna. And then after that, Krishna appeared before them again in the shape of Manmata Manmata. This painting. Manmata Manmata. Like directly the bewilderer of Cupid. He was so beautiful when he reappeared. Then smiling, but his smile had shame, some shyness. We know his pitambara was around his neck. So he came to the gopis, and the gopis surrounded Krishna. And there are so many yutas, different groups of gopis. So one kind of yuta was keeping Krishna's feet in their laps. Right? Imagine, Krishna has reappeared. The gopis have just finished singing the Gopi Geet. And then all the gopis surround Krishna, and they all take different parts of his body. Some take his feet in their hands, some take his hands in their hands. So, one kind of yuta, they were keeping Krishna's feet in their laps, and they said, "Who are you? Who are you, Krishna? We have left everything for you, but yet you have left us." Some gopis were taking Krishna's hands in their hands, and they were telling Krishna something. And some were at some distance from Krishna, and by eyes they were telling something to Krishna as if they were angry. So, those who are taking the feet of Krishna in their laps are in whose group? Yes. Those who kept the hands of Krishna, these are what types of sakis? Suhrid. Like Shamla. They're not Svapaksha, they're Suhrid. They're very friendly to Krishna, to Radha also, but they're not part of that group. So those who have taken his left hand into their hands, they were Tatastha, like Bhadra. And those who were in front of Krishna, but they were far away from him, manifesting their anger, who are they? Yes, they are Radhika's Swapaksha, completely with Radhika, Swapaksha, her own near and dear. And they said to Krishna, "Who are you? Of 6 or 7 kinds of persons, who are you?" So that whole conversation, right? Ungrateful. There are so many different kinds of persons, and so many of them, they're ungrateful. And they gave all these different categories, and they asked Krishna, "Which category are you in?" But then Krishna said, "No, I'm not in any of those categories." And there was a whole discussion. So, Krishna became so much pleased with those who were far away from him, looking at him with the corners of their eyes. They all asked Krishna, "Why did you leave us?" Then Krishna said, "You think that I'm ungrateful, but I'm not ungrateful." Akritagya means ungrateful. I left you only to increase your eagerness. So then the next section is called Waves in the Ocean of Love. And Gurudev is talking about in a sadhak or even in a siddha, if there is no utkanta, eagerness, either in a sadhak or a siddha to meet Krishna, if there is not eagerness, then the praying, it is ruined. The queens of Dwarka, like Satyabhama and Rukmini, they have some utkanta, but not like the gopis. Where there is more love, there is more utkanta. Yes. So, coming to the end of this commentary, what we didn't complete yesterday. So, Krishna is telling to the gopis, by disappearing from you, I have made you eager for meeting me. Like a very poor person who suddenly gets a chintamani, but he does not know that it is a chintamani. He keeps it here and there, and someone comes and takes the chintamani away from him. When he was searching for that stone, someone came and they told him that this was not a simple stone that you had, it is chintamani, by which he could do everything. And then he began to cry. I have lost my chintamani. And similarly, Krishna is talking to the gopis. Similarly, you were searching after me for several years. And I gave the blessings to you that in Sharadiya Purnima, I would play with you and do what you want me to do. So several years. What does that mean?
They were very young.
Yes. They were searching after Krishna. And also in the Katyayani Vrat pastime. They were very young gopis. And they were also, we know that those gopis had come from various groups from previous lives. And now they take birth as young gopis. And now, after so many lifetimes, they are praying to Yogamaya, Katyayani. We want Krishna as our husband. And they do this vrat for 1 month. Very cold water of the Yamuna at that time, right? And they say they do their puja of Katyayani. But actually Katyayani is Yogamaya. And then Krishna comes. And he fulfills their desire. By doing what? Treating them like his wives. By snatching away their clothing. And he had a couple of sakas with him. He climbs up into a tree and hangs up all the clothing there. And then he starts to joke with the gopis. And they're showing outwardly that they're angry that Krishna has stolen their clothing and they're shivering and cold and in the water. But in actuality, Krishna, they were satisfied in their hearts by those dealings with Krishna. So after that beautiful pastime manifested and they came out of the Yamuna by Krishna's coaxing, I want to see your full beauty. And then he gave their clothes back to them. And then Krishna told them, you have satisfied me. So what you are desiring, it is going to come in the next Sharad Purnima. So he promised to them that we will do this sweet pastime, the rasa dance, the first rasa dance in Krishna's Braj pastimes. So similarly, you were searching after me for several years, and I gave the blessings to you that in Sharadiya Purnima I would play with you, and I would do what you want me to do. So you were waiting for this, and I came, met with you, and began to do ras. And at once when I disappeared, then you were searching here and there very eagerly after me. You were weeping for me. Now you see what happens if I disappear from you. At that time, the stage that you came to, it is an example for the devotees of the whole world. When Krishna disappeared and the gopis manifested this pastime of searching and then weeping and crying and singing Gopi Geet, Krishna saying, this is an example for the devotees of the whole world. I wanted to show that there are no devotees like you. That's what Krishna was actually demonstrating by disappearing, right? He said, You have so much happiness in meeting, and in separation you feel so much separation that no one can reach to that point. To show this was the main thing when I disappeared from you. You should know that you are the beloved and I am the lover. And I am the beloved and you are the lover. In both ways it is reciprocal. Don't think that I had any bad intentions. So this is what Krishna told. Gurudev is paraphrasing those various verses from that chapter. Then Krishna says to them that the statement that he never made to anyone else. Ever. That's pretty unique, that Krishna would never ever say this to anyone, anywhere, for all of eternity. But what did he tell? One line to the gopis. Na paraye ham niravadya samyujam swasadu krityam vibhudayu sapiva yamabhajam durjara geha shrinkala samvrishya tadvat pratayatu sadhuna. That verse. But it begins with the words na paraye ham. What does that mean? Na paraye ham. What does it mean?
I can never repay you.
I can never repay you. I can never. He's saying, never. No. I cannot. Niravadya samyujam swasadu krityam vibhudayu sapiva. He says, I cannot reciprocate because Krishna has promised in the Bhagavad Gita and other places that I always will reciprocate with my devotee. Ye yatamam prapadyante tam stata vajamyam. According to their surrender to me, I reciprocate accordingly. But here, he's saying the final conclusion, culmination of all of his leelas and pastimes, that this section of my devotees are the highest, because the degree to which they have given themselves to me is beyond any other devotees. So far beyond. We know that when Gurudev would tell how Uddhava stayed and witnessed the gopis, what did he feel like? Like he's standing next to the Himalayan mountains and looking up compared to his own prem, and he is the topmost. Outside of Braj, Uddhava is the dearmost to Krishna, outside of Braj. And Krishna told him that. But when he sees the gopis praying and their separation, it's inconceivable to him. It's so high, he can only look at it from a distance. From a great distance he can look at it. And he was there for 2 whole months in Braj. So, Krishna told this fact to the gopis. And we must know, as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, that this is the true evidence and praman how high the gopis are. That in Krishna's estimation, he has placed them in this category. He wanted to arrange this. Like he said, I wanted that this will be an example for all the devotees of the whole world. That your moods of separation from me. So, he says, Naparayeham niravadya samyujam. I'm always grateful to you. Not ungrateful. They were trying to accuse Krishna. You're ungrateful. So, no. I'm always grateful to you. Even if I will have a long life like Brahma or Shankar. He says it in that verse. Even if I have such a long life, trillions of years, billions. So, I will not be able to repay you who have left everything for me. Everything. Everything. Beyond everything they have left for Krishna. So therefore, he says to them, be pleased with me. That will be the best thing. Be pleased with me. I cannot repay you. I surrender. So to increase the eagerness, Krishna is doing like this. We see the same thing happen to Narad. Same thing happened to Narad. He was performing so much austerity, but Narayan just gave him a brief darshan, right? When Narada was in the forest. He gave him a brief darshan, and then he disappeared. And Narada began to weep. Then a sound came from the sky, don't weep. The sound said, don't weep. I have only given this darshan to increase your eagerness and to increase your meditation. Because without seeing someone, one cannot remember that person. So now you can meditate on me and you will always be in samadhi, remembering my form. You should roam around in the world, chanting my Harinam, my Rupa, Guna, Lila, and a day will come when my subordinates will come to take you to Vaikuntha. Then you can go everywhere like me, and your body will be transcendental. This day will come when you cannot check your eagerness, and you will die out of separation from me. So Gurudev's also saying that Krishna also did. And he did to Narada, right in the beginning of the whole Srimad Bhagavatam. He arranged to stimulate his eagerness to see him again. So we should know that this is the process by which Krishna enables us more and more and more as we go through this life, previous lives, whatever lives are remaining, that Krishna is going to continue always arranging many, many circumstances in our life that are going to make us yearn and stimulate our eagerness more and more. So Narada, he obeyed that order that Narayan gave to him. And he was roaming around chanting Harinam, remembering Krishna's pastimes, and waiting for his last days to come. We are sitting here in the last days of this body. We should know that. We forget it from time to time, but it's very near now. And even if someone has good physical health at this age, 70 and above, near 70, Pran's a little younger. I think Sajjan Maharaj is a little bit younger, right? What?
66.
Yeah, you're the same age as Pran. You're the same age. But 70, the big 70, there's no more youth left. Whatever appears is just weakness, weak youth.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, I'm healthy in my old age. But at any moment, boom, can be knocked down at any moment. And we hear all the time, and we see it all the time, our contemporaries, right? So we're next. We are literally next. Shavdev Prabhu just had a real close call, right? You didn't expect that a week, 3 weeks before it hit. But you were right on the edge. So all of this is arranged by Krishna, is it not? Is it not? We should know. Everything is arranged by Krishna. And he is reciprocating also with our desire. At some time, we desire it in such a way. Okay, so Krishna is putting us through what we need to go through. The environment is directly arranged by him. Every single step of our life, the environment is arranged by him. And he, like Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj told, in such a nice way he describes how Krishna will enter your heart. Very stealthily, he used the word. What is the meaning of stealthy?
You can't detect it.
Yeah, you can't detect it, like a thief is coming, very stealthy. So you can't see Krishna coming. He's coming though. Why? Because he is an autocrat. This is the word that Srila Sridhar Maharaj uses. He is an autocrat. What's the meaning of autocrat?
He can do what he wants.
Yeah. There's no authority that controls him. He's an autocrat. Right? And Krishna will not take less than complete wholesale from us. We're giving a little bit here and there. Oh my Lord, please send me some money, I need this and that. We go through all these different stages in this life and previous lives. But then we finally come to the stage of being like a jnani, that we understand Krishna is the absolute truth. I'm searching really, really for him. That's really the only thing that matters. I have to attain him. And then we begin to strive towards pure bhakti actually, you know. But Krishna will arrange so many different circumstances in our lives and continue to arrange as long as we are in the material world and we are approaching him and trying to advance towards him in the realm of Shuddha Bhakti, right? Uttama Bhakti. And Krishna will arrange continually. So, Srila Sridhar Maharaj said, just like an army, he used the example. An army tries to capture the other army, right? They have the opposing army. And part by part, they capture the opposing army. So he used that example that Krishna is the supreme conqueror. And when he starts to enter your heart very stealthily, you should know that you're done. In course of time, you're done. Because why? Because he wants not part, all. Every single iota of our heart. He wants that. Because Krishna is made of rasa. Krishna wants our love. That's what he wants from us. And he knows exactly what to do for us to put us through whatever we need to go through so that we will willingly and with strong eagerness want to give our very self to him. So Narada, he obeyed the order that Lord Narayan gave, and then he roamed around chanting Harinam, remembering Krishna's pastimes and waiting for his last days to come. When his eagerness reached the top, death came. He kept his feet on the head of death, and he went to Goloka, Vaikuntha Dham. And by the order of Narayan, or by the order of Krishna, he became immortal with so many different forms. He sometimes is in Vaikuntha, sometimes in Swarga, sometimes in Bhulok, in Sutala, and everywhere, in Krishna Leela, in Ram Leela, and all other Leelas. So Krishna will gradually give that eagerness to any sadhak bhakta whom he likes and he considers his kripa patra to be the object of his mercy. Krishna will do that. Then the verse is quoted by Gurudev from the Katha Upanishad, Nayam Atma Pravachanena Labhya. Namedhaya na bahuna shrutena. Yam evaisha vrinute tena labhyas. Tasyaisha atma vivrinute tanum swam. So this is from the Upanishad, and it's telling that the Supreme Self, Parabrahma, cannot be known by any amount of discourses that you give, or intelligence, or learning, or study of the scriptures. No, he cannot be known by that. Rather, he himself reveals his transcendental form. Only he can be known if he reveals his transcendental form by his own mercy to one whom he himself accepts. That's all. Nayam Atma Pravachanena. Pravachan means by giving discourses and lectures and so forth. This Supreme Atma, Nayam Atma, the Supreme Paramatma, he cannot be known by Pravachan. Namedhaya, not by so much intelligence. Na bahuna shrutena, not by so much hearing, even. No. How can he be known? Yam evaisha vrinute tena labhyas tasyaisha atma vivrinute tunum swam. Swam means he himself. When he himself wants to reveal his form. So in this shloka, he is telling that no one can know him by reading and studying the Vedas or by other books. Also reading Srimad Bhagavatam will not do. Namedhaya, not by great intelligence that we can know him. We cannot know him. Na bahuna shrutena, by studying the Shruti, the Veda, and all other scriptures, we cannot know him. Only when Krishna enters our name in his register of Kripa Patra, the object of his mercy, then we can know him. So is that going to be just like no problem, so easy to attain that acceptance? Is it just going to be cheap? No. But every devotee, whatever stage they're in this life, whatever they're going through, they will have to come to that. In some life, they will have to come to that. And they'll have to give everything to him. That's the only thing that will make him approve you, write your name in his register, and accept you as the object of his mercy.
Die to live.
Die to live, yes. So, how does he do that? How does he enter our name in his register as a Kripa Patra, an object of his mercy, by which we can then know him? So how does he do that? He does it by gradually increasing the eagerness of that bhakta. That's how. A Kanishta Bhakta is satisfied by doing worship of Radha and Krishna, Ram, and so forth. But a Madhyam Bhakta will not be satisfied by only worshipping Sri Vigraha. He will like to hear more of the pastimes of Krishna and chant Krishna's name and have the association with a Rasik Bhakta. Who wants that? The Madhyam. And when there is eagerness, then the standard of bhakti, it becomes higher. Only this eagerness can make a sadhak jeev advance to the Madhyam Adhikari stage, platform. Only that, eagerness. Then he can go to Madhyam Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyam Madhyam Adhikari, and Madhyam Uttam Adhikari, and then he can come to Uttam Kanishta, then Uttam Madhyam, and then Uttam Uttam. This Uttam Uttam will have Bhav, will have Shuddha Sattva in his heart. And then he will get Prem, and then he can enter into the realm of this Raga Nuga Bhajan, as Tulsi Manjari or Rati Manjari is desiring. And thus Eagerness has to be there. So Raghunath Das Goswami, we're nearing the end, Raghunath Das Goswami is saying that this tilak and these red dots are a mahaushadhi to catch the mad elephant of Krishna. The dots on who? Srimati Radhika. Krishna is bahunishta. Krishna is bahunishta. What does that mean? Bahu means many. Many. So bahunishta. Krishna is bahunishta and the gopis are eknishta. They have nishta only one. But Krishna is bahu, many. He wants to love so many gopis. Not only gopis, but also his father, mother, friends, and the devotees of Dwarka, the devotees of Ayodhya, devotees of this world. There are so many devotees. Krishna does not want to leave any of them. So Krishna is bound to love everyone and have duties towards them. He's bound. He is there in every soul. Krishna is there in every soul as what? Paramatma. Whether the person is a non-devotee or a demon. But the gopis have no duties to others than Krishna. They have given everything for one Krishna. So the gopis are ekanishta. Nishta in one prem, in one Krishna. And Krishna has love in so many places, but not the gopis. So Krishna can go here and there. But here, Tulsi Manjari is thinking, if I'll paint these fragrant dots here, Krishna will be tightened there, and he will never go to any other gopi. This is what they're thinking when they're painting the dots. Krishna will be captured, the elephant Krishna, and then he cannot go anywhere else. So she, Tulsi Manjari, is very skillful and very patient. And she's praying, when will I do this service to you? So that the Krishna elephant will never go to other places. That he will be tightened with that thing. That he will come to you only. And seeing this, we will be very pleased when we see that Krishna is only coming to you. So Tulsi Manjari is painting the dots around Radhika's tilak and telling Radhika all these things. She's telling to Radhika as she's painting these dots. And Radhika is hearing and she's so pleased. Then Radhika asks, oh, where is your mirror? I want to see this. And seeing it, she becomes very pleased. Oh, you have done so good. I think that the elephant surely will be tied by this. This is the hidden meaning of this verse. Gaur Premanandi, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Pada ki jai. Shri Vilapa-kusumanjali ki jai. Jai Srila Gurudev ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Rupa-nuga Guru Varga ki jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Vrishabhanu Nandini Radhe Radhe, Vrishabhanu Nandini Radhe Radhe. Jaya Kanumana Mohini Radhe Radhe, Kanumana Mohini Radhe Radhe. Jaya Ashtashaki Shiromani Radhe Radhe, Ashtashaki Shiromani Radhe Radhe. Jaya Govinda Nandini Radhe Radhe, Govinda Nandini Radhe Radhe. Jaya Sachi Nandan Jaya Gaura Hari, Sachi Nandan Jaya Gaura Hari. Gaura He, Gaura He, Gaura He, Gaura He. Nitai He, Nitai He, Nitai He, Nitai He. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Jai Suparikar Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Radha Govinda Radha Vinod Bihari Jiva Ki Jai. Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai, Shri Gurudev Ki Jai, Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai, Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavasya Cha, Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavachai Namo Namo. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo.